We know that there are so many challenges in marriage life. And so how do we deal with these realities in our days? How do we approach the question of indissolubility of marriage, the question of divorce? How do we see marriage? Do we truly believe that marriage is a law? If marriage is a law, there is one option: you just follow the law. So there is no question about whether you like, you can, you just have to obey the law. And so when the law is broken, then you face the consequences. But the truth is that men and women are weak. And today in the modern world, even greater challenges than before. The different way of bringing up children, we disagree, we fight. Different ways of looking at our in-laws, also we fight. Different ways of looking at religion, we also fight. Everybody got their own mind. And so this ability to share together common values sometimes is very much lacking, and therefore the failure to have these common values in every dimension of life will lead to bitterness, resentment. That is the reality of life. When we are hurt, we are wounded, we're not going to listen to the person anymore. And because why? The hurts have never been healed. They're still sore. Very difficult to let go. Very difficult to be healed. But is that what marriage life is all about? Everyday martyrdom? That is not what marriage is all about. That is not the intention of marriage. Marriage is beautiful. God has intended marriage that way. Then there is also another option of looking at marriage. Yes, marriage is a law, it's beautiful, but it's an ideal. You can't do it overnight. It takes years. It's an ideal everyone must strive to reach. Is that a law? Well, we can say marriage is a law. It's a law in the sense that it is a divine moral law. A marriage is between the man and the woman. We are biologically made for each other, emotionally made for each other. That is very clear. That's the reality. So the question is this: yes, the intention is clear. God wants us to share in His life of love. So marriage is beautiful. There is no doubt. But, again, we are weak, we are human, we are selfish, we lose our temper, we get angry, we get irritable. And then, of course, after that, the marriage becomes difficult. So you ask me, is it a law? Yes, it is a divine law because it cannot change. I cannot change your biological, your emotional makeup. That is created by God. It's a divine, it's a moral. They cannot change it. Clearly, creation meant marriage to be a man and woman. Because when you talk about marriage, we're talking about procreation. We're talking about children. That is why marriage is under civil law, because you are bringing children into society. That's why marriage is a law in every country. Whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, it is a law. It has social implication. So my approach towards marriage and divorce is this. This is the intention. So it is the divine law, moral law, we cannot change. Okay? That is what God intends for us. But we also know that people are weak. So we need to be sympathetic. We need to be compassionate. There are those who fail. And what to do? We need to give them support, because nobody chose to fail in a marriage. Nobody wants a failure in marriage. Who wants it? Of course, it's so painful. But if they fail, let us support them. Let us encourage them. Let us continue to journey with them. Don't judge them. Don't condemn them. In fact, we should be more sympathetic. In fact, actually, our heart should go out to those who are divorced, instead of marginalizing them and make them feel worse than they already are going through. And so today, let us go back to the original intention of marriage. Let us try to work towards that. So I tell you honestly, I really salute you all who are married. I think it's a challenging vocation, but if you can truly lift it and to struggle to build it, I think it's very beautiful. And really, when we see a beautiful married couple, we are really praised and thank God. And it's a grace also. Whatever vocation, marriage, celibacy, priesthood, it's a vocation to love.